Okay, we are starting a brand new unit. This unit is all on circles, so we're going to talk a little bit about circles. It's also an extremely short unit, so it's only 3 sections. We're going to cover a section today. We'll cover a new one Monday. We'll cover the last one on Thursday, and then you're going to test next Friday. Now, because it's quick, the test will be worth what a group test is normally worth, so only 50%. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you are here next Friday, which is the day, our last day before Thanksgiving break, because there may be a special incentive for those that show up that day versus having to take the test after we get back. So just kind of a heads up for you. All right, let's get started. So today's lesson is on area and circumference, and hopefully is review. Don't forget today's date, which is the 9th, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so area and circumference. So let's talk some basics. Let's start by drawing a circle. And all of this is going to be review. That's not a great circle, but that's okay. So in the last unit, we talked a lot about the area of a circle. So we should know the area for a circle. The formula for that is pi r squared. We use that with cones and cylinders, and then I don't want to say spheres, but we use that formula. So you should know that formula. So again, that's your area formula. You should know that the radius of a circle goes from the center of the circle to any point on the circle. So this is your radius. And then you should also know that the diameter of a circle goes all the way through the circle. So it starts at one end, goes through the center to the other end, and this is your diameter. Okay, that should all be review. Now, you should also know what circumference is. For those of you that don't, circumference is this outside distance. So it would be comparable to a perimeter. So like the perimeter of a square or rectangle. Their circumference is this outside distance. And there are 2 formulas. Let me add area here. There are 2 formulas we use for circumference. Both of them work. We just use different ones depending on what information we're given. So the first one you could use is circumference equals d times pi. So that's the diameter times pi. Or you could use 2 pi r, which is 2 pi times the radius. They are the exact same equation. It really just depends on what you're given, which one you like best, but either one is fine. Okay. So for example, this lesson's going to get slightly harder, just FYI, it's not going to be this basic. But if I give you this circle, and I tell you that the diameter is 12 centimeters, I want you to find the area and the circumference of that circle. Okay? So let's start with area, since we've practiced that a lot. So area of a circle is pi r squared. The radius of this circle is 6. Remember, the radius is half the diameter squared. And when we multiply that out, we end up with 36 pi. Now, because this is so basic, I want you to actually tell me what that is as a decimal, so we're not going to leave our answers in terms of pi. You're going to multiply it out times, no, I lied. We're going to leave it just like this. But again, you should know that if you need to multiply pi out, you would multiply by 3.14 or use your pi button. Okay, but I think I'm going to let you leave it just like that. So you do not have to multiply it out. You can leave your answer in terms of pi. For circumference, because I'm given the diameter, I'm going to use C equals D times pi. Okay, so my diameter is 12 times pi, and then that's it. I'm done. I use C equals diameter times pi. So that is my circumference. So I'm going to let you leave it in terms of pi, but just in case, because I actually think on your final exam it is multiplied out, you need to know that 12 pi is the same literally as 12 times pi, and you would round it to 37.7 if it was rounded to the nearest tenth. So you need to know how to do that. Okay? Now, let's try this example. So what is the area if the circumference is 14 pi feet? Okay, what is the area if the circumference is 14 pi feet? So we want to know what the area of this circle is. We want to know area equals pi r squared. That's what we're looking for. But in order to find the area, what information do we need? In order to find the area, what information do we need? I hope you said the radius. Okay, so we need the radius to find the area, but we don't have that information. What we're given is that the circumference, so C equals 14 pi. So we're given the fact that C equals 14 pi, but I need to know the radius. Okay, if I know the circumference, do you think I can find the radius? I'm hoping that you're saying yes. I'm going to come back up and use this formula here. So C equals 2 pi r, because that's what I'm looking for. C is 2 pi r. So I'm going to replace C with 2 pi r. And that equals my 14 pi. I can now solve for r, and once I know what r is, I can plug it back into the area formula. So to solve for r, I want to get r by itself. I'm going to divide by 2 pi, and you should show me this work because I'm not making you multiply anything out. I do want to see these steps. 2 pi's cancel, the pi's cancel there, and you're left with r equals 7. Okay, you're left with r equals 7. Once you know what r is, we can go back to our area formula and plug it in. So area equals pi times the radius squared. So my area is 49 pi. Okay, so this is what we were looking for. This is our first step. We had to solve for r, and then we can plug r into our area formula. All right, what if I give you this problem? So what is the circumference if the area is 36 pi feet squared? You know what, let's go back real quick, kind of up to the top. Because I'm keeping it basic, I want to add our units in. So for area, our units are going to be centimeters squared. So come back up here and add, I want to make mine look nice. Come back up here and add the centimeters squared. So this is really area equals 36 pi centimeters squared. And then my circumference, because it's similar to perimeter, is just going to be centimeters. So area is squared, like when we were doing volume. Volume was cubed. Area is squared. Circumference is going to just be normal units. So this is going to be centimeters. And then this one here would be 49 pi Our units are feet. 49 pi feet squared. Okay, so you can leave in terms of pi, but I do want you to have our units in there. So that was my bad there. So let's look at this last one. What if the circumference, or what is the circumference if the area is 36 pi feet squared? So we're looking for circumference. So I'm looking for C equals 2 pi r. That's what I want to know. I don't know that right now. But I do know that my area is 36 pi. Okay, we're going to go back up to our area problem, which is pi r squared, and I'm going to replace A with pi r squared. So pi r squared equals 36 pi. Now we have to do a couple steps here. To get pi by to get r by itself, we're going to first divide by pi. And that leaves us with r squared equals 36. And how do we get r by itself? I hope you said square root. So if we take the square root of 36, we end up with r equals 6. So there is my radius. I'm now going to take that radius and plug it back into my circumference formula because that's what I'm looking for. So circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius, or 12 pi, and our units are feet. Okay. That is the basics of this section. You have a homework assignment. The more that you finish in class, the less that you have to do at home. And then whatever you don't finish, you will need to do over the weekend. Well, Friday and the weekend, you have 3 days. And then I will see you guys on Monday.